You've seen him as that lovable redheaded redneck in those Dodge Ram ads. Maybe you caught him as the winning contestant on NBC's Last Comic Standing.
Yeah.
But did you know that comedian John Reep is the best redneck dancer since Elvis? It's true. You can catch John Reep tonight and tomorrow night at the Comedy Zone. But he's up early, joining us now live in Studio 5 with a preview of his brand of stand-up. The best redneck dancer since Elvis.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
A lot of people probably don't even think of Elvis as a great dancer, but he could move.
He could move.
He could move. Yeah, I make fun of dancing by dancing, actually. Like, if you've ever been out dancing and you see some guy on the dance floor doing like, oh, I'm a sprinkler, you know, doing those kind of dances. Like I do weird ones that just evolve after that. I've got one, the shovel, the rake, and the sprinkler that I had wasn't the kind that like shot out like a gun. It was the kind that would go back and forth, like the lazy kind, the $2 Walmart sprinkler. Yeah. So it evolved from there. I've got all kinds of.
Do you do the deck of cards move like what we saw in the movie Knocked Up?
Right, that's a good one.
Do that one.
The craziest one I have is it's called Any Guy Washing Women's Laundry in the 1900s Dance. It's a very specific dance.
Unfortunately, we're
you can't see that on radio.
Can't see that.
But you can look it up online. I actually have that video on YouTube. It's just called John Reep the Hickory Dancing Nut.
Look that up.
Yeah.
Speaking of Hickory, you're from North Carolina.
Yeah.
You got your start at UNC
That's right.
TV, public television for North Carolina.
That's right.
So you come from our world.
Yes. I know, but as soon as I walked in here, I felt very at home. It was like it brought back lots of memories. Because everyone, you know, in public, you know, TV or radio, it seems to be the same. Everyone's just kind of chill, just kind of cool. No one's uptight. They're all just like, hey, you know, we got a job to do, we'll do it. But yeah, I worked a couple shows. I started off, when I graduated North Carolina State University, I was there as an intern, and then that just sort of turned into a job. And I was like the assistant director of a couple of TV shows. One's called North Carolina Now, and then the other one was called Legislative Week in Review.
That hilarious show.
Oh my gosh. Snooze fest. When you're in college, and I mean, back then, my job was just field audio.
So it was a laugh a minute, right?
I'm standing with a boom mic, like, over these guys' heads, and I'm trying desperately not to hit them in the head because I'm hungover from the night before.
So how did you go from that to stand-up?
Well, I was, when I went to NC State in Raleigh, there was a comedy club there. And it's called Charlie Goodnights. And my whole life, you know, my dad, when he was growing up, when he was in high school, he got class clown. When I was in high school, I got it. My brother got it after me. So we were always told we were funny people. But I didn't see comedy as a real job. You know, most people don't. When you grow up in a small town, it doesn't seem like a real job or it's a possibility. It's just something you see on TV or in movies. You know? So, but when I went to, when I moved from Hickory to Raleigh to go to school, there was a comedy club right next to the campus. And I was thinking, wow, now this is like a possibility. And so I just stuck my head in there one day, and I looked in. There was this girl on stage. I'll never forget it. She was on stage, and it was a packed house. And she told a joke, and the whole room just went, I just laughed. And I was like, oh, my God, I got to try this. So I fell in love with it. And, you know, I barely got into NC State to begin with. Like, I backed into there. There's a thing called the Lifelong Program. I didn't have the best grades growing up in high school, right? It's called, well, it's Lifelong Program. You take 2 classes and a PE, and if you do well, they might let you in as a full-time student.
So you sort of sneaked in the back door.
Yeah. And then when you get in, you have to pick a major. And I didn't know what to pick, and I thought, well, I better pick something that's easy because getting in was hard enough.
Now, I also read online that you were at the very first Carolina Panthers football game in Clemson, and the mascot called Sir Purr brought you out on the field. You danced in the end zone until you got arrested.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's sort of another example of how I like to dance, you know.
Until the cops come.
Yes. That's usually how I end my shows. The cops come at the very end, and I get kicked out of the comedy club. But no, I actually that's kind of how the whole comedy thing got rolling for me, is because I had been talking about doing comedy up to that point, and then that thing happened. Back in 1995, when the Panthers first came into the NFL, they played their home games in Clemson, South Carolina. And I was just so excited we had our own team finally. Me and 10 of my friends, we've been waiting for this day forever. We finally get one, and we go, and we're tailgating. You know, we're drinking pepper vodka at 10 in the morning because a buddy found it. And so we go to the game, you know, we're pretty well lit. And every time out, they would play music. And I would just get up in my seat and start dancing like an idiot to make my friends laugh. And that just got bigger and bigger. So next time out, the whole row's checking me out. Next time out, the whole section's turning around to look at me. And by third quarter, my friend Marty, he goes, "You got to get on that grass hill behind the goalpost so the whole stadium can see you." And I said, "You're a genius."
You were off and running.
And I get on the hill, I start dancing, and the mascot sees me. And he's like, "Come out here and dance with me." So he invited me to dance with him on the field. The cops didn't see him invite me. They just thought I was some drunk idiot, which I was, but I was invited. And they timed it perfect. There's a video you have to watch. They timed it perfect. They waited for... I didn't see him coming. I'm on the ground doing the worm on the 5-yard line. And these cops waited for my butt to get to the peak of the worm. And they wedged me up off the ground by the back of my pants.
Now let me ask you, we're almost out of time, but tonight, the show
Yeah.
tonight, how much does, redneck humor play into your act?
Well, I tell people I'm not total redneck. See, I live in Los Angeles. I've been there for 12 years now. So I
you've
can't
kind of
say
gone
I'm
Hollywood.
hard school.
You're like all Hollywood now.
I'm a Metro Jethro.
Metro Jethro?
Yes. Like, I like sushi now. I never thought I would. In Hickory they call it bait.
Can you admit that in Hickory?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what I tell. That's my loophole. I'm a well redneck, a blue collar scholar, a Metro Jethro.
I like that. That's
I like
good.
sushi. I just deep fry it first and eat it with tartar sauce. I like moonshine martinis.
Hey, who doesn't?
Right.
I've seen that show, Moonshiners.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Well, you've got to come out tonight and tomorrow night. It's John Reep at the Comedy Zone. Just 4 shows. So
That's right.
Get your tickets now. ComedyZone.com.
I'm going to make the rafters shake and your biscuits bake.
Thanks so much.